My name is Rory, and I'm sitting here with Nick, and we are on the next episode of the GSI podcast. And today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Mr. Jeff Millins, aka Cannabis Cultivate, one of our illustrious GSI Grow Off contestants. Jeff, how are you today?
Oh, doing good. Doing good.
Good. Thanks for making time for us. It was great having you in this competition. It was the whole thing, watching it unfold, and all of our contestants was really incredible for us. How was the experience for you?
To be honest with you, when I first signed on for it, I forgot I had even done it. And when I got the emails saying you've been picked, I couldn't believe it. Like I had to think back to when I did it, and I said to my wife, like, when did I do this?
Do you regularly sign up for contests? And
I can't remember when I done it, but I was like, wow, this is great. I can't believe I got picked. Like, this is not unreal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite unreal to be picked for that.
Awesome. So let's take a step back, and why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Right up there by family trees, huh?
Yeah. We're not too far from the CN Tower here.
Nice.
I grow for my wife. Well, medicinally, anyways, and I like to use it myself. Always been, attracted to the plant. Something brought me to it. Always dabbled trying to grow it. Always looking. I know every plant is different. Every one of our grows is different. From the start there, I told you guys when I entered into the grow off there that every one of our grows is different. It's very seldomly we'll grow something the same way or something identical over and over again.
Yeah, we were just talking in the last podcast that we did how different everybody's strain. I mean, same strain, Skywalker OG, and how different everybody's looked. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like, I tried to follow some of the people's grows. I didn't want to get. My wife said, "Stop watching everybody else and just concentrate on your own." But, I just wanted to see how everybody else was doing with their grows. I mean, when we got the equipment here, I couldn't set up the 2x4 tent in my normal spot because I use all shorty tents back there, and I didn't even think about it. So we were in such a big hurry now to figure out where we're going to set up this 2x4 tent. We had a spare room in the house. This is the one I'm in now, and it wasn't being used. It was in dire need of repair, so I had to get it fixed up quick. And fortunately, the tent fit in the closet here. I think that was part of my problem too. Was such a small space where I had the tent crammed into. Was trying to get things dialed in, and really hard with the temperatures, and trying to keep the air flowing through the closet, and at the same time trying to sleep in a bedroom with everything running. So yeah.
Well, I mean, it's, for running through as many issues as it sounds like you did, I mean, your plant still looked amazing. And, we talk about the uniqueness of everybody's grow. And I like the way that yours looked with having everything staked up there. And, I'm sorry to hear that you had trouble with it. But, I mean, it's a testament to your capability that it still looked very presentable by the end.
Yeah, it was. It turned out pretty good at the end. I was like I said, real surprised with the outcome on it. But I tried to fight it through, and I mean, you can only use so much stuff on a plant at the end.
Yeah,
with the time when you got to quit. So I think I had a little bit of light burn going on too on the plants too. Yeah. We had one plant in the 2x4 tent. I just tried to stretch it out as far as I could with the grow, try and fill the tent up, seeing as I only had the one. So, yeah.
And before we get back to your story, I just want to touch on, you said you have a bunch of shorties.
Yeah.
And do you have a basement that's super low?
No, we have a back room in our house there. It's like an addition with but it's got a real low ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
so,
I love that. I mean, that's who I created Shorties for, obviously, is people had basements, short ceilings, attics. And so I just love when they're actually being used for what they're supposed to, which is like tight grow spaces that normally you wouldn't be able to set anything up in, right?
Yeah.
And that Shorty fills that gap. So it always brings a smile on my face to hear that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're handy to have when you can get one that fits in a short space.
Yeah, right on.
I saw in some of your videos on YouTube that you've got it looks like a nice outdoor grow going as well. How long in general have you been growing? When did you first start cultivating?
Back in high school. I mean, me and my brother used to take a trip up to north of us, an hour or so, hour and a half, and we'd get the cuttings ready. We'd always find something good to put out, and we do a bunch of cuttings, 200-300. Take our chances and find a spot and do some outdoor growing.
Yeah.
There would be times when we'd be dragging, so extra soil and additives and hundreds of gallons of water with us, and it was good exercise. Let me tell you. Yeah.
It's a lot of lugging around.
True guerrilla growing.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was more or less where we got started with that. Learning how to clone and learning what to feed the plants, learning about the soils.
Nice. Yeah, so you've been at the game for quite a while. When did you decide to bring things indoors?
Well, I always tried to grow the stuff inside when I was with my parents, but my parents were always kind of against cannabis. Now it's not changed.
Uncommon.
It's a big game changer now. They'll both use it when they need it. They're in their 70s, so
amazing how times have changed. Huh?
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, as soon as I got out on my own, I was always dabbling with a plant here or there, or starting a seed. Seeds were hard to come by. I'm going back 15, 20 years ago. It was all pretty much bag seed, or if you had somebody you knew who could shoot you a clone, that's all you had to start with. So, yeah, that's and then from there, it got into a super harvest where we would have 5-6 people come over, and we would spend hours upon hours trimming bags stuffed with wet cannabis.
Nice. That's nice that you had friends that come over and have the trim party.
The trim party.
You got to call it a party so people come over to do it, but it's a lot of work.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And I mean, now, I mean, we do it outside. We do our limit. My wife, we try and find something that suits my wife's needs. She battles fibromyalgia, so I'm constantly always looking for something that works good for her as well. There's so many, the CBD, CBG, CBN, there's all the cannabinoids, the terpenes, the flavonoids, everything's new for, with the studies now. So, I mean, and you hear so much stuff about, what helps different people. So I'm always trying, that's why I said I'm trying to look for something, that works for my wife. And I always have people reaching out to me, asking me if, have I found anything what works well? So that's why I like to grow different stuff all the time.
What does she find is the most effective types of strains for relief?
Mostly the 1-to-1s. We have had stuff before with less than 1% THC in it, and up in the 20s with the CBG and the CBN, but they're hard to find now. Yeah, and I used to have a place as well, like a local grocery store that's no longer around, but they used to do a lot of testing for us, and it's hard now to have your stuff tested to find out, what the numbers are exactly on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I mean, it's like it's great to hear a lot of the grow off contestants kind of do have a common theme where they do have like ailments that they use cannabis for, you know, which is you know, it's like obviously it's a recreational thing for a lot of people, but it's an amazing medicine for a lot of people too. Does your wife like I mean, is like distillates and stuff like that better for her condition, or is it, you know, mostly flower, or what's the method?
I play around with a lot of different methods. We used to start with like a magic butter machine with the coconut oil, and we got into different types of oils and shortenings and butters, and now I've got a press that I use for a rosin press.
Yeah.
I've tried out all the different types of solvents and stuff like that. We've gone away from the solvent type of extracts, so the homemade extracts, to solventless, where I'll use the rosin and decarb the rosin and use that in my gummies or cookies or whatever recipe we're making. Yeah. I also use that for creams, like oil for dropping under the tongue.
The rosin press is an amazing thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's like such a simple, easy, small. They're, you know, you can buy ones that are affordable, and it's like you can sit there and press your own live rosin right there.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as the Skywalker was all harvested, I had to run some of that through the rosin press as well. It made some great rosin.
Did you get pretty good yields out of it from because the last guy we were talking to, I mean, he was claiming that he was getting like up to like 20% pullback from it.
Oh yeah,
pretty big.
You just gotta have the right time when you're doing it. I mean, if you leave it to go too dry, you're not gonna get a real good yield on it. So I kind of like to do it when it's what I say is like dry fresh.
Yeah.
So right when it's you got about that 65% humidity left in it, and you get a nice good press out of it.
Yeah, nice.
You've got it all down to a science.
I mean, I'm still learning. I don't know everything, but I like I said, every day I'm learning something new. So I got to try it out. If I'm kind of a handy person where I got to do things myself. I don't like to have people do things for me. So. I'm a curious person.
Yeah, and it's interesting because there's, with all the studies and attention the plant's getting, it's all evolving. So it's like, you know, there is always something to learn because even the people at the forefront are still learning. So that's incredible. So what were some of those first indoor grows? What were those setups like? What kind of equipment were you using?
Well, I had a friend who used to work for a hydro company, and he used to bring me home some of the stuff from his work there. They used to use the high pressure sodium bulbs and just some 400 quick setups under the stairs in the basement. And things were simple back then. You know, you didn't have a lot. You didn't have a lot of stuff to work with. So I mean, you went to the local grocery store and you used whatever they had on the shelf. Nowadays, I mean, you get a headache looking at the shelf trying to choose what you're going to use. So
it's the complexity theory. I've been talking about it a lot lately.
There was it was so simple back then. I said to my wife, we never had problems with bugs. We never had problem with powdery mildew. Not that I can ever remember. Even on the outdoor grows going back 20 years ago, and now it just seems like anything we grow is really susceptible to anything you put on it.
Yeah.
I blame it a lot on, I guess, all the crossing they're doing and it
could, I mean, it could be stress genetics causing it, you know, but it could just also be that it's just so much more prevalent in so many things. I mean, when you go to a store and try to get clones from any big nursery, it's like they all have bugs, they all have powdery mildew, you know. So it's tough. And I don't know, maybe you just got lucky in your early days. I was the same way. I didn't put up with a single mite for, the first 15 to 18 years of growing. And then all of a sudden I got them one day and it just was like this prevalent problem from there on out, you know? And so sometimes I think you just get beginner's luck and skate through those mistakes.
Yeah, that was part of my problem. Part of the problem with my grow when I started up is you have so much product lying around and okay, I got to make it work. Let's use this. Let's use this. Let's use this. And the input's just way too much. And try again. let's try a different method. Let's try, and what it came down to was the simplest of methods was just peroxide and water,
Keep it
and
simple.
that's what I had the best results with.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So, what was your impression of the GSI equipment when you got it? For the viewers, all of the contestants had the same equipment, and it was a 2x4 Gorilla Grow tent, a Kind LED X420, Lotus Nutrients, and what am I?
Everything else you need to
Everything
Oh, all
else.
the gear, yeah, you guys threw in all the gear, all the fans, you know, the power bar, everything. It was I couldn't believe it when I opened up the box and everything was there. Like, I mean, I threw a couple other things in to try and customize it a little bit. You know, I see everybody had their own way of setting up their tents. I threw an extra fan in mine just to try and keep the an even airflow in and out.
Especially being in the closet, like you said.
Yeah.
It's, probably a good move.
I threw the dehumidifier in the closet. I threw a humidifier. I had the controllers just to try and keep everything in limbo. But the gear itself, the tent was really easy to set up. It's super sturdy. Built way more heavier than any of the other tents we've got.
What are some of the other tent brands you've had experience with in the past?
We've got Mars Hydro. We've got Vibosun. We've got the tent made by Flyzen. I believe it's just a generic copy. It's very similar
all
to
the Amazon guys.
Yeah. So I mean, but also I try and find something that fits into the room that we're using as well. Like I said, we're using the shorty tents, and it's very hard to find something that fits into a not a very tall room.
Right.
Yeah, I see the creative use. We sent some bar lights to you guys, and you actually had a whole tent running where you were flowering just under the supplemental bar light.
I had to check them out to see how they would run. I knew I wouldn't get a very high yield out of it, but I just wanted to see the quality that you get from the lights.
The spectrum,
seeing as they're targeted specifically just for veg or for bloom.
Yeah.
And, I ran that up against the Spider Farmer, and I mean it did very well.
I like the experimentation side of it. I love the tinkering and like, let's see what happens. Because you could always plant another round. So I dig that, and I like that you did that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm also I'm doing a grow currently right now with the X420, and I'm using the X80s as supplemental.
That's what they were originally for, was supplemental lighting. But Spider B did the same thing that you did, and he was flowering underneath his. He's like, man, these things are awesome, and he wants to now add a couple to that grow to see like how much he can maximize out of it. I mean, it's got a great spectrum for flowering, but it's lower wattage, so it was meant as supplemental. But it's cool that you guys are experimenting and throwing.
Yeah, so I'm trying that out now. One thing I really like too, what changed was a game changer for the Kind LED is that we've never used before. It was the red, the UV, and IR. It was all new. Never had any experience with that type of lighting in our grows. So I was really curious to see how things worked out with that.
Yeah, had you grown with Kind LED prior to this competition?
No, I had never even. I mean, it was a company that I looked at, being because it's North American. It's away from the Chinese market, and I just like the quality of it. The stuff was looks really good the way it's built, and the way it goes together. It's really simple.
Had you grown with other LED companies before Kind?
Yeah, I mean, I've used others. We tried out other cheaper brands, like you said, Amazon brand lights, and I've also used the HLG. We had an HLG 600 in one of our 4x4s. We used the Spider Farmer, I think it's the SC 7000, which is the identical light if you put them side by side, except one folds and one is just a solid plate. And as for the bar lights, the first time we'd ever run the bar lights is I had a grower's choice, and the I found that with the bar lights, they run a lot cooler than the ones on the plates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what was your impression of Kind, as compared to some of these other lights that you've used?
Well, I don't think we would have had the yield that we did if we hadn't been for the red UV and IR controls. Like I said, I was unexpected when I had that all finished up and weighed and seen the final weight on that Skywalker that we did. So I think the UV, the red, and the IR had a big part to play in the final harvest, the outcome on that plant.
And
just so I know, is that just one single plant that was in there?
That was one plant. Yeah.
One single plant.
We got a little over 14 ounces off that one plant.
Wow. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which it was unexpected. Like I said, I was kind of surprised how it ended up, but I was like, wow. I said to my wife, this weighed a little over 14 ounces. I can't believe it.
Off of one plant. I mean, that's pretty good. Did you have more in there that like ended up succumbing to the powdery mildew, or you just had that one?
Just the one plant.
Because it looks like you could have packed maybe 2 or 3 of those guys in there.
Yeah. It stretched out quite a bit too. I wasn't expecting the stretch on the plant, so
we've heard that from him.
I had to kind of bushel it up at the end. It was just getting all over the place. So yeah, I had to wind it all up and let it finish up as much as I could.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you said you had some challenges. This particular round made you work. What were some of the issues that you faced throughout the cycle?
Well, I think it all started with how many times we had to try germinating the seeds. I started off with too much input the first time, and then tried something different, and then, like I said, went to the simpler methods, and then from there, just trying to keep everything growing. We didn't use just straight soil. It was a cocoa core mix that we used, and I added the Pakashi Pro Grow to it. I'm always trying new things. I've used it with the living soil, but I hadn't really used it with just the cocoa core, and I was just trying to see how the plant reacted, and if I could keep it in a healthy state using that, So like I said, with having a lot of products lying around, you try this, you try that. Hopefully, I've got the edge over everybody else, but sometimes things don't work out for you, and I just had to work through it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you persevered. It got good weight off it, and the plant looked nice. It's unfortunate that the powder creeped in there on you. Probably would have been even nicer had that not happened.
Well, and also too, I went out and I ordered some extra seeds just to be safe, and I didn't end up using them. So I've got a full pack of Skywalker OG just waiting for me to give it another go anyway. So
nice.
Hopefully I won't have any more of those problems with that plant. But yeah, I'm dying to give it another shot to see if I can get a better grow out of it.
And did you fight that powdery from start to finish, or did it creep in like halfway through flower?
It crept in about halfway through, I guess, just before I went into flower.
Okay.
Yeah, just before I went into flower, I believe, and then just trying to fight it off with neem oil and peroxide and water and soap and just different remedies. But I believe I got to a point where I started to burn the plant, so I had to ease up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for dealing with it for that long, I mean, it still looks amazing what you got out of it. I mean, that powdery is such a weird thing. And sometimes you feel like, I think I got it under control, and then you go in there the next day and it's just exploded, and it's like, oh my God, it's everywhere.
Yeah, I know people that would have just given up and just tossed the plant.
Yeah,
just start it over again.
Well, good job for persevering.
Yeah.
What was your experience with Lotus Nutrients like?
Oh, I really like that product. It's really simple to work with. I mean, I I even used it. I'm currently using it on the grow right now, but I used it previous to that in deep water culture, and tried it that way as well. I just trying different methods, and I find all around that it's a really easy product to work with.
Nice. Yeah, we kind of developed an answer to these very complex recipes that have become so prevalent in this day and age. So, yeah.
And I mean, I just follow you guys the feed charts that that you recommend, and go from there.
Nice.
See how the plant reacts to it, and just follow the feed chart, and then from there, see how she goes.
Yeah. So we touched upon it a little bit earlier, but did you interact with many of the other contestants throughout the competition?
Yeah, I had Family Trees. He helped us out at the beginning. Yep. Being Canadian, we were having a hard time getting the starting material up here. So he helped us out getting that up here. So we were able to start with the Skywalker OG. I was having a hard time trying to locate it up here. So he helped us get those here.
He mentioned that he got to meet you and your wife at the beginning of the contest to drop the seed. So that's cool. Teamwork makes.
And he was. I know he's been around previous to the grow off as well. We were having our own local grow off through one of the local grow stores, and I believe he was part of that as well. The name's always stuck around. So Family Trees. He's been around a while. I tried, like I said, to follow everybody through Instagram or their YouTube.
Yeah.
But not to actually follow them because my wife didn't want me to pay too much attention to what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
Trying to focus on what we were doing, and I didn't want to get too discouraged what was going on. Well, I really had no expectations when we got to a certain point because, as far as I'm concerned, like we were all winners anyways with the equipment that you guys sent out for the grow off.
Nice.
Just blown away. They're sending everybody equipment. Wow, this is fantastic. And all we got to do is grow a plant.
Yeah. I mean, we were very excited for the whole thing as well. It's to have all of these variables standardized, and then just to see the impact of each grower, utilizing all of the same components and the same strain. I just thought that was really cool to watch unfold. And then as far as the contestants were concerned, we couldn't have been happier with the group that got selected. Just the interaction and the personalities. So it was a lot of fun for us too. If you had to pick a winner other than yourself, who would you select?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's a really hard question.
Yeah,
that is a really hard question. I mean, from what I saw, what everybody finished, everybody did so well. I know everybody did. I'm going to say everybody did better than I did. So I wouldn't pick myself, even if I had to. But I mean, man.
Well, I won't put you on the spot. I mean, you're right. Everybody's grows were great, but I think you're being self-deprecating because I thought that your grow looked nice. I mean, for one plant to get to
I felt I could have done a lot better, but I mean, the final outcome, I had hoped that I would have done a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what you do with the seeds that you still have for the next round too.
And the Kind LED and the Lotus Nutrients.
Yeah. What was this other grow off that you guys participated in?
It was just like a local grow, the grow store. Everybody turns in what
Was it a PNW store?
No.
Okay. But so you guys just it was like a small, just a local competition.
Yeah, they set up teams. They set up a bunch of teams. Everybody signed up, and then we picked. Everybody would get on their team, and then you'd have. You could either grow sativa or an indica or a hybrid or outdoor. Auto, and then you submit your to your team leader what you're going to submit to the store for,
And then was there actual like a get together where everybody smoked it and tested it and did all that?
I don't think we ever got to that point because the store closed down.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah.
God damn
Yeah.
it. Oh, I'm sorry I even led you down that road.
Yeah, no, it was a tragic event up here. I don't know if you guys heard about it. There was a big murder that went on in the grocery store.
Oh
wow.
Shit. No, I did not hear about that.
The couple that had the store, they got murdered by one of the employees.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
the
store closed down and we all had to find a new place to shop.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, it's one of the things about this grow off that I'm bummed that we can't do, which is like, I wish we could have gotten everybody to fly to the same spot with a bag of their, final harvest, and we could all sit around and sit there and taste it and, judge it that way. But, with our whole remote world that we're living in, we're doing it this way instead.
Well, I've got a bag there. I probably used up about half of it already in my press or made edibles out of it. But the quality of it is still not bad. I've got super hard nugs. I think that's where my yield came from, was just the density that I got. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. If we had everybody for together for one Chiefs, after the third contestant, I'd be on the floor.
Third.
Yeah. All right. First.
That's all right.
The first guys was really great. I can't.
I'd be over there with you. So
yeah.
So yeah, our indoor grows they've kind of slowed down a little bit. The wife kind of gets mad at me now that we've grown so much from the outdoors that we don't need to grow anymore. We don't need to grow anymore. But I kind of sneak a seed in here and there. Yeah, like I said, my curiosity kills me. I always got to have something new growing here. So regardless if we need it or not.
What helps her better? Is it the sun grown medicine or is it indoor?
I think the outdoor we get. I have a tendency to use that more for our edibles because I have more abundance of it.
Yeah.
With the indoor, I like keeping that more for the personal use or running through a bong or
Yeah.
She likes to smoke too, but she has her certain types that she likes to really enjoy, and others she doesn't really like it. But I kind of use more of the outdoors for making our edibles or the extracts or most of that stuff.
Yeah, it seems like sun grown kind of has that more full spectrum of everything in it.
Yeah.
But that indoor has that potency that can be very good at alleviating pain and helping sleep and all that too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Have you tried the Lotus outdoors yet?
No. I don't know if we're going to be able to.
Why is that?
I just found that it's hard to find a product that's affordable to grow in an environment that we were growing in. Like if you look at some of the sites for plants,
the sheer usage. Yeah,
they use up so much nutrients and water that it's not economical for me to use the product outside. I mean, on one plant, I would love to try it, but
are you direct in the ground or are you in big 100-gallon sacks?
We're in raised beds.
Okay,
raised beds, and I've all the soil that we're using has all been acquired from our indoor grows, and then previous outdoor grows, and basically it's just become a living soil.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
And so this year, I think we're going to lean towards more of the Korean style farming. I see with a few other people I've been following, so we're going to give that a shot this summer.
With the indigenous microbes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I support that style of growing quite a bit.
Something that's not going to cost us very much money to do, and I mean everything's readily available here. but I mean, for the indoor stuff, I would never consider just the smell alone trying to do that inside. I would never think about.
Smells great to the plants.
Yeah, I mean, even the organic growing that we've done here, I've had nothing but problems with the fungus gnats.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Trying to the outdoor gardening, I like it outdoors for the organics, but for indoors, I like the hybrid. The nice clean soil. Just trying to stay away from the bugs and.
Yeah, organic has its place, and fertilizer salts have their place.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, what's next for you? You've got the YouTube channel, you've got a good presence, you've had it there for a while. Where do you grow from here?
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just things went and got so hectic, and I used to post a lot about all of our grows, and now we've got a grandchild, and things have kind of
congratulations.
Hey, congrats.
Things have kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when we were trying to set up the grow tent in the house, we were kind of limited. If we didn't have the grandson here, I would have just set it up in the living room.
Yeah.
But we have a grandchild here, and my wife's like, no, and my daughter's like, you can't do that. And so it's like, yeah, like I said, the beginning of the growth was a big struggle, just trying to even get the equipment set up in a spot where we could use it. So I was like, oh man, I didn't even pay any attention to the size of the tent that you guys were giving. So I was like, where am I going to put this?
Yeah. Hey, priorities change, right?
Oh,
and as they should. And I'm glad that we got you for one last good cycle in this competition. So.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, like I said, I'm gonna keep going with the Kind LED and the Lotus in the indoors, and see how it works out. And I think our next grow, we're gonna give that Skywalker another shot and see if I can break it.
Yeah, I'm interested to get your feedback, on that UVIR, because you were obviously using it on a strain that you hadn't grown before, the Skywalker OG. I'm interested to get your feedback once you do get a strain that and its characteristics under other lights without that, and see what your opinion is on it.
Well, one of the plants that I did grow under the under the X80s, I still have around. I'm going to be putting that into flower soon. But before I do, I'm going to take more cuttings off of that, and I'm going to run it under the Kind LED and see how it does under those lights as well.
Nice.
And we'll have a little comparison going on as well with that.
Right on.
Is any of that going to get uploaded for us to follow along?
Yeah. When I get it started, I'll get you guys the links to that.
At least like those late flowering weeks, you know.
Yeah.
Those are the money shots and the ones we like to see.
The beginning of the grows are always boring. It always looks the same. You see those nice buds show up.
Yeah, we want the weed porn.
Yeah, the nice sparkles and yeah.
Awesome. Well, man, it was a great pleasure sitting down with you today. Thank you so much for participating in this competition.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And we'll look forward to seeing what you tinker with on the next grows, as so long as it doesn't upset the family.
Oh yeah.
And again, if people want to find you on YouTube, it's Cannabis Cultivate, all one word, correct?
Correct.
Cool. Right on.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Good talking to you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a great one.